You want to celebrate Halloween?
No.
Why?
Because 2,000 years ago, these people named the Druids, they dressed up in Halloween costumes to blend in with evil spirits. And they gave them a treat outside so that it would scare them away. That's where trick-or-treating came from. And if we put pumpkins by our door, that means we're allowing evil spirits into our home.
Yeah, and that's really good. What did they think happened on Halloween? So they thought it was Hallows Eve. It was called the Day of the Dead, and they believed that there was a thin veil in the spiritual realm where the dead could actually come back to life, right? Mm-hmm. But they would be these evil spirits, and so what they did was they dressed themselves up like evil spirits.
Yeah.
Which are demons, and they said if we can blend in with them, maybe they won't taunt us, right?
Yeah.
And so, do you think it makes sense for us to celebrate that in any way?
Not at all.
What about Christians who are like, this is fun, and our kids get candy? Oh, what was the guy, didn't we research a guy that grew up as an actual Satanist? Like, he worshiped Satan for about 25 years or something? Mm-hmm. And he told us, what do? People that are witches and practicing that cult practice put spells on the candy, didn't they?
And the costumes. So
and the costumes. What did he say? He said that they
cast spells on them.
On the costumes.
Yeah, and on the candy.
And he said that the witches and warlocks and the spiritists of the dark world pray that your kids will actually be cursed from the 4th to 5th generation of their identity, because in effect when they're putting a costume on or that type of thing, the devil's after their identity from a young age, right? He said that people don't realize this, but they're placing a curse on their children, and they pray for that to happen. And you know what's crazy to me is that the people of that cult, and they practice witchcraft, right? And they know Satan's real. They've talked with him. That guy said he sold his soul to the devil, whatever. They know how powerful their words are. Mm-hmm. You know, like they pray curses and they believe that that's going to happen. And then you've got, on the other scope of it, Christians, I don't know, like, I don't know that many Christians know that they can speak life into something and it comes to life, right? Or that they can heal with their words.
And when it comes to Christians and they just think it's fun, it's not necessarily about fun though, because if you actually knew what was behind it, then you wouldn't be celebrating it. And
yeah, the Druids did some dark rituals. If you know that it wasn't
right, then you wouldn't do it.
Well, yeah, and I guess in effect, when you dress your children up like an evil spirit, which is what that whole background of it is, you're saying, hey, dress up like this evil spirit, go to that home, you're not sure who's going to be there, what's going to be invited, and then and let's get scared, right?
That,
sometimes people they think it's fun to get scared.
Houses that are decorated, you never know who the people are.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could walk in and then it could just be like this crazy person or something.
Okay, what would you say to people who don't believe any of this? What if they don't believe in the spiritual world? They don't believe in demons, they don't believe in ghosts, they don't believe in heaven, they don't believe in hell, they think that God's not real, Christians are weak, and the only reason they believe in a fake God is because they can't deal with a life or something. Let's say there's that. Mm-hmm. What would you say to the person who just doesn't believe that God is real or Satan's real or that any of this is real? Is it safe to say that maybe the idea of it came from somewhere? And so if it wasn't real, why would we be
from somewhere? So
right.
It's real. And there's stories of people going to heaven for a couple minutes or like hours and coming back, and there's books of people going to hell for like, there's a book, someone went to hell for 23 minutes, and there's books of both, and we came up with it, and so it has to be, it's real, and it's not just made up.
So what would your advice be to people if they're like, I want to celebrate it, and I don't care What would your advice be to people to keep themselves?
To
Maybe to look into it.
Yeah, to look into it. To educate yourself more. To look up the history behind Halloween.
Keep your kids safe. Keep your kids from having curses put on them.
Don't go trick-or-treating. Don't celebrate this horrid holiday.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too.